529, thanks for joining us. We're following breaking news happening right now in Isle of Wight County. Dispatchers have confirmed with 10 on your side that officials are on the scene of a capsized boat in the James River.
We're told that boat is at the mouth of the Pagan, just east of Smithfield. Dispatchers would not confirm how many people were on board the boat. We have heard, though, that it may have been as many as 10. We're going to go to Chopper 10 pilot John Massey, who's above the scene. Obviously, John, challenging for this effort as it is still dark there. Have you heard any more about the numbers of people on the boat? We're hearing there may have been 10 people with 8 people found.
Indeed, Carrie, that's what we're hearing right now. There's multiple boats out in the river. We're about halfway across the James River from Smithfield, and what I can tell you is there is a massive search underway right now. And we did see some of the survivors that were taken from the water, and it did appear to us that it looked like it was a bunch of teenagers. That's not been confirmed at this point, but they looked very young to us. What they were doing out here in the middle of the night, out in the middle of the James River, is unclear at this point, but there is a massive search. There's police boats all along the river, as well as units on the shore searching the shore, and I believe Coast Guard just arrived on scene as well. He's above us right now, involved in the search, as well as tugboats, small boats, and police boats. But the search is underway. It's a very huge area to try to search. And as you say, the conditions right now are still very dark here, as you can tell. And what's hindering the air operations just a bit, believe it or not, the smoke coming up from Manteo from that woods fire down there is very thick across Isle of Wight and up across the James River right about where we are right now. So that's adding just a little bit more of a hindrance to what we're trying to accomplish. But again, we've been told that there was up to 10 people in a small boat. How they got into the water, it's unclear whether they capsized or the boat sank. We have not seen any sign of a boat at this point, but we can confirm that at least 8 have been rescued. Search is still underway trying to find the other 2. And we're assisting as well as Coast Guard and many vessels on the water.
Hey, John.
Get anything new. Yes, Don.
Let's jump in right now for folks who are just tuning in at 5:32 just about. Give us an idea of your location for those who are familiar with the James River Bridge.
It's the James River north of the JRB, right at the just to the east of the Pagan River entrance. If you're local and know where that is from the JRB, probably in the neighborhood of about 3 miles north of the JRB is where we are right now.
We can see the live picture there. It looked like there was a life ring in the water there, and you mentioned the police boats, tugboats, other boats. You know, all these boats have radio communication with each other, so there's probably the official response. But John, have you seen other boats that probably were just in the area hearing about this coming in to lend a hand?
Yes, indeed. There's some other boats running around that don't have any flashing lights on them, so I'm assuming those of some of the local fishermen are also getting involved in the search. But what we got asked to do by the authorities on the ground when we arrived on scene is come out into the center of the river where we are right now. And the tugboat operators thought they might have seen something, but we haven't picked up any sign of anything yet. But there is a massive police and rescue effort presence on the Isle of Wight side of the river right now, conducting all those operations, and they're relaying information to us, actually calling the station, and our folks back there at the Live Center are relaying those instructions straight to me. So we do have communication with the aircraft, with the people on the ground. Well, now we've got I don't know if Tom can pick it up, but there is a Coast Guard helicopter up here now as well, joining in on the search.
Right. I'm sure that powerful light from Chopper 10 can be of some assistance there, as it is still very dark, waiting for the sun to rise over the James River right now, about 2 to 3 miles north of the James River Bridge. A search underway. Reportedly for 2 people who may still be missing, 10 on a boat that capsized at the Pagan River where it meets with the James River. The Coast Guard on the scene and local officials from Isle of Wight, possibly from Newport News. Usually in a case like this, they get assistance from as many communities as possible, and they're racing against the clock to try to find possibly 2 people missing from a capsized boat, 10 people on board at the James River at the mouth of the Pagan.
All right, we will continue to bring you any updates as they become available throughout the rest of our broadcast.
It's 5:46. We're following breaking news happening right now in Isle of Wight at the James River. Dispatchers have confirmed with 10 on your side they're on the scene of a capsized boat in the James River near the Pagan River.
And what you're looking at right now are those last two people being pulled aboard a Newport News. It looks like a fireboat there. We told you that dispatchers told us there were 10 people on board the capsized boat. Initially, 8 were rescued, and the search was on for the last hour or so for these last 2 people. Let's go right to John Massey, who saw this happening when the 2 people were just kind of bobbing around in the water. John?
Indeed, the Coast Guard first spotted them just moments ago while we were in the commercial break, and the boats reacted to what the Coast Guard called in, but they have picked up 2 survivors, a young male and a young female. They have them on board the boat. Now, we're being told at this point the other 8 people that were on the boat have already been rescued, so it looks like we may have a good outcome to this. To give our viewers an idea of exactly where we're located, we're over the James River, just north of the JRB, and this was a massive search that began before sunrise early this morning. As the call first went out, crews responded on water and in the air. Coast Guard was in the air with us as well. As you can see, Newport News police or fireboat is the one that picked up the 2 survivors below us, and the Coast Guard helicopter arrived shortly after we did and began the search out. We're about halfway across the James River. Now, what 10 young people were doing out this far in the river in the middle of the night is one of those questions that's going to have to be answered, but it does look like they're all teenagers. What type of boat they were in or what caused the boat to sink or capsize is unclear at this point, but the last 2 of the group have been picked up, and they are being transported over toward the Isle of Wight side of where the command center is set up. And this is just north of the James River Bridge on in the James River, just a bit north of the JRB, probably by about 3 miles.
Yeah, John.
But it does look like we're going to have a happy outcome to one of these situations that we normally don't get. But it looks like all 10 have been rescued at this point.
Glad to hear that, John. Let me ask you, have you seen the capsized boat? Is there any sign of that?
No, we have been looking, and there's no sign of the capsized boat. I don't know if the boat sank. There's probably we're still looking around to see if we can spot that boat, but no sign of the boat itself. Now, it did look like they were going to take these last 2 over to the Isle of Wight side, but now they've turned around and they're headed eastbound toward the Newport News side.
Well, hopefully through radio communication, word has gotten back to the other 8, because if they're, like you said, all were on that boat together. The other 8 had to have been in a panic, just wondering what had happened to the other 2. So hopefully that good news is spreading to shore quickly. And as you mentioned, John, still a lot of questions about what this group was doing, questions that we'll answer throughout the day. Thank you so much for your excellent coverage, John Massey and Chopper 10. Thanks to Tom Marks as well. And we should be able to show you later the moment when those 2 were pulled from the water, as it happened for...
Just before we came back to you.
Yeah.